there, but there's only so much that they can tell you or they can assist you with. Everything else, you just have to take it upon yourself, you know?
Sure.
So it was not really challenging, but also I think it's just the fact that you've got to figure things out by yourself. You've got to be doing everything by yourself, and also making sure that your studies are not, being affected by.
Sure.
Yeah. So it was not really challenging, but yeah.
Okay. Where did you start applying? Like, what portals were you using to apply for articles? Like,
So
LinkedIn, Indeed, where were you applying?
no, I didn't even know about LinkedIn at that
Okay.
point. I just applied at the law firms that were at the career fair.
Okay, so
'Cause
basically
then-
your big five.
Yes, the big five. That's where I started applying, because they came and they gave us information. So the information that I had was the information that I got from the firms
Okay.
when they came at the career fair. So I only applied at the firms that were there because they gave us those information.
So then when did you finally get signed where you're like, oh, like it's in?
It was really late years, because I got a VEC work, and then and they didn't take me for articles.
Where did you do your VEC work?
I did my VEC work at Cliff Decker.
Nice.
And then the second one was the firm that now took me for articles.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did my first work, and then they were like, no, girl.
Not you.
Not you. Yeah. And then the second one I did at the firm where I now did my articles, and that was only in third year.
Okay, third year.
Yeah.
So that's when you got signed in third year, or in third year you did VAC work there?
I did VEC work, my first VEC work in third year. And then I did my second one. No, I did my first one in second year. And then I did my second one in third year, where now I got signed. So second year, I did the first VEC. They didn't take me in for articles. And then third year, I was applying. And then I applied at this firm. And then I went to do my VEC work. It was in June. And then, after that, they called me in back for an articles interview.
Okay.
And then, I was able
So
to
that
get
particular firm, because I'm not sure, was it at Career Fair? Because I know like it's medium size, ne?
Yeah, medium. No,
But it wasn't at Career Fair.
No,
Yes.
it wasn't.
How did you find it? Because also it's situation. If you're regular man, you must have been hustling.
Listen, you know what I did? So I follow. I'm forgetting his name, but there's a guy who used to act on Skim Sam.
Okay.
I used to follow him on Instagram. Well, I still follow him on Instagram. And then this one time he posted a picture with this man, and then he wrote a caption, something about this lawyer helped me.
Okay.
Da, 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 da. And then the lawyer was tagged in that post. I went onto the lawyer's
DMs.
I slide, girl.
Guys, you're busy sliding from Jolo. People are sliding for job opportunities.
I was like, let me slide.
Okay.
And then I slide into his DM. I introduce myself. I'm a third year LLB student. Can I come do work, with the hope of being signed for articles? And lucky enough, he replied.
Nice.
He
And he
replied
does
to my
seem like a
DM.
nice guy.
He's a very nice guy. So he replied, he said, hi, can you please send me your CV? This is my email address. I sent my CV, and then he replied, he said, I'll get back to you. I think after like 4 or 5 days, he then sent me an email inviting me for an interview.
That is so nice.
I know,
That is
right?
so nice.
Yeah.
You're basically a career Riz. Angazi better my 2K, they call it Riz.
Yeah,
So
I risked my way
yes, you
into
risked your way into
articles, girl.
articles. That is so smooth. That
Yeah.
is so nice.
Yeah.
So I would say to people at home that it's important that you're creative in your ways of trying to secure an opportunity.
Yeah.
Don't always go for the traditional way, which is, I'm waiting for applications to go out or whatever.
True.
Because chances are they may have not been looking, but
Exactly.
because you slid in and you showed interest, then they were able to offer you something.
Yeah.
You were willing. So it's important to step up if you want to level up in your career.
True.
Okay.
Also with me, it was because I was applying. This was third year. Now we knew most of the firms. You know the process. You know what to do. I was applying and I was
Sure.
not getting anything.
Yes.
So then I was like, I
had
need
to be creative.
Plan B. Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, also if you're following, I know there's corporate attorney baddies on Instagram. If you're following them, they have their own law firms slide in the
Please.
DMs and say, hi, I'll come volunteer or something. Because I know they're really nice people out there who are willing to assist wherever they can. Because also they do understand that getting articles is now hard. Like, you know.
It is. And also, if I can just mention, you just mentioned volunteering now. When I went to do my interview for work, he said, my principal said, I don't have money to pay you.
Oh, okay.
And then I said, dude, it's fine.
Oh, that's nice. You didn't care for money. You wanted experience.
No, I didn't care for money. Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make an impression so that he can, consider me for articles. So I said, you know what? It's fine. I'll do it for free. I don't mind. But at the end of the fact, he did pay me.
I was about to say the same thing. So I know, I also remember, actually, I had a similar situation. That lady didn't tell us that she didn't have money. She did say that this is a free thing. You're only going to get a certificate and experience, right? But at the end, because she was pleased with our work and stuff, I think it was for a week. Then she gave us 2,000 rand. Yeah. So sometimes when a person says they don't have money, maybe they're testing you, or also maybe they don't have money at that time. But if you stick it through, by the time you're done, they would probably have enough,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So now you're in articles. How was that transition? How did you find it?
I think I'm one of the 1% or 2%, whatever.
We had a soft landing.
Listen, soft life. I mean, we were not always cruising. My principal and I would, challenges would be there. We are in a working relationship.
So there will be challenges.
Exactly. But honestly speaking, that man made it so easy for me. I'm not even going to lie and say it was horrible. It was. I know people have really, really bad experiences during articles. But mine was very easy. I mean, he was guiding me through everything. He was so patient with me. He was so easy with me. I don't even remember a single time where he shouted at me. Not even once. Sometimes I would even miss deadlines and we just talk about it, So I really, really had a smooth 2 years. I did my articles.
So you only had one principal and you did one area of law throughout your articles?
It was not one area of law, but it was one principal. It was under one principal.
Okay, so
we do your labor.
How was your experience with working with other directors? Because with me, my actual principal, amazing. Actually, so amazing. Yeah. I felt the same and everything. He's never at any point shouted at me and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I had to go to other departments, he's still my principal, but now I'm working with other directors.
Yeah.
I did experience a bit of harshness where I'm like, ooh, is this how the profession is? But also eventually you understand that it's a work environment. People are on business, so they want to stand on their business. So sometimes your behavior does impact the amount of money that goes in. So they will be a little bit harsh and stuff, right? So, okay, fine, you enjoy your articles. As a person who enjoyed their articles, a person would expect you to stay and practice. Why do you then tap out?
Practice is hard, guys.
Okay.
Practice is hard. And I think because it's not easy, you must really have the passion for it. You must really love it.
You must have a big why. There must be something driving you.
There must really be that drive. And I mean, with me having done LLB because my maths was not mathing,
I'm not patient.
No, I don't have that big why. I'm just being honest.
Sure.
So I don't really have the passion for practice. I don't love it that much. And because it was really hard, I was finding it really hard. I was like, let me look for alternatives because this thing is just not.
It's not it.
It's not it.
When did you get that light bulb moment where you're like, no, this is not it. This doesn't work for me.
Yeah. While doing my articles, because I would go to court, I would go to the CCMA, I would appear. There was always that thing inside that was saying, maybe this is, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to go enroll for my master's. There was always that thing that was saying, I don't think this is for me, hey?
Okay.
But at that point, it was not really. And I think because I was just starting out, it was, my first 2 years of working. And then I get admitted. I become an associate. And that year, I think that 1 year was the year where I was like, no, I don't think
it's not it.
It is, because now I'm an associate. Now you're doing the real
the
stuff.
Actual work.
Yeah,
you can't push it to someone else.
Exactly.
You have to account for everything.
You have to account for it. It's you now. Everything ipege wena. So you have to. So I think that's where I was like, no,
it's not gonna work.
This is not gonna work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, when you realized that it's not gonna work, did you know your options outside being an attorney and an advocate, what made you start applying at other in-house roles? You know, how did you know you wanted to do something in-house and you could possibly get it?
I was not looking for anything specific. I mean, I knew about the different type of roles that I could apply for, but at that point, I was not really looking for anything specific, anything that was in-house. I was in the employment law department, so mainly I was looking at like, you know, your IR position, maybe labor law specialist, but in-house, something like that. But then I was applying for everything.
And
When a
anything.
legal advisor, when I everything, you know.
Sure.
I was even applying for compliance. I don't even now I don't have a compliance certificate or anything.
Yes, I also want us to go into that as
so
well.
I was just applying for anything honestly because I just wanted to get out of practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then how long did you apply until you got an in-house role?
It wasn't long, you know.
It wasn't long.
It wasn't long because I started actively applying. Could have been around October, November, somewhere there, towards the end of the year. I don't remember the exact month, but it was towards the end of the year. That's when I started actively applying. Applied, and then January came and I had not been called for an interview, nothing. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just stop. At some point, I stopped applying for a whole month. I stopped and then... Yeah, and then I went back. So I think it was like for maybe 5 months where I was just applying without getting anything. And then I eventually got called for an interview in March, I believe. Yeah.
Yes, I remember. I think it was March.
Yeah.
Because I was getting done with my articles and you were also starting your new job.
Yeah.
Okay, that is great. So then when you were applying for, right now you're a compliance officer, right?
Legal and compliance.
Legal and compliance.
Yeah.
Okay. So that role, what are the requirements? Because I do believe that we need to sort of dismantle the misnomer that every single person needs to be an attorney.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the trauma.
No.
And if you realize, all of us, we realize like, guess she's almost like, and I feel like we all don't have to go through that. You know, I think sometimes people must from university level know at inception to say, you know what, the end goal, I want to be a compliance officer. I don't need to go through the stresses of being admitted, whatever the case may be, because whether you like it or not, it does come with some stress. It comes with some sort of trauma because the nature of training to become a lawyer is not easy. Even the profession itself, you could be in one of the most beautiful environments and still struggle as a lawyer because it's not easy. It's not that easy.
Exactly.
You know?
I remember, if I can just tell a story there. When I was in second year, our constitutional law lecturer, she had this... NPO thing that I was part of, and you know, we would talk about what you want to do, and she was a lecturer, so she never did articles, and she was saying, I knew from inception that I don't want to be a lawyer, I don't want to go in corporate, I just want to be an academic.
Sure.
So I think it's important that you say people need to know from
Yeah.
inception. So with the role that I'm in now, admission is not a requirement, although most companies, with most of the job adverts that I've seen, they put that you must be admitted. I think it's just an added advantage.
Yes,
So
but
it's not a
requirement. So guys, do apply for compliance roles.
Please
even if
do.
you're not admitted, especially if you don't want to go through the attorney route or the advocacy route. I highly recommend that you go in with those roles of compliance. And so there's even a certificate. I think the University of Cape Town is offering a certificate which is like under 3 months. It's like you finish it within a couple of weeks.